You ready?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit.
Okay. I like that you have good light in your setup. I
I'm in
appreciate that.
the bathroom right now.
Just, I mean, you're almost perfect. You're pretty perfect. I can deal with this. I would just say if you can bring your camera down more, but if not, I could work with this. I love the preparation and the setup.
I have it like propped a little bit.
Have you been on the show before?
No, but I've been watching for 4 years. I was in a relationship for 3 years, so I'm.
Okay. So now you're single and you're ready. The all new Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Just go to your App Store or Google Play Store and download now.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous.
I know, I understand. I mean, you guys have a lot of courage to come on our show, so I'm not mad at it. All right, how do you pronounce your name, honey?
Yeah,
Cynthia? You said Cynthia?
yeah,
Say it again.
yeah.
Tia. Tia. Tia, how old are you?
I'm 25.
25, and what you do for a living?
I'm currently a dual master's grad student, but I work part time. I have two jobs, so I work with kids with disabilities and adults with disabilities.
So, okay, kids with disabilities and adults with disabilities. Okay. Do you have any kids yourself?
No,
No kids. And what city or state you calling me from?
I'm in New York City.
New York City. And what's your zodiac sign?
Virgo.
What?
Oh,
A Virgo? Virgo. So we got Tia, 25, Virgo, lives in New York City, works with kids and adults with disability, and no kids yourself, right? Never
no.
married?
No, and I'm a student as well.
And you're a student. Okay. All right, Tia. What kind of man you looking for?
So I'm dating, and I'm on like a couple dating apps, and I meet men in person. But I guess someone that's kind, intelligent, that's major for me. Um, Educated, preferably no kids because I have no kids, and uh, just a good person
A
and
good person.
financially secure.
Okay. Should, what are your deal breakers?
I think my deal breakers is any criminal record, someone that's not sensitive to kids or adults with disability or people that are like different than them. Like I have ADHD. That's something that I've kind of always had, and I discovered I had it like in my early 20s. So that's a part of my identity, and I work with kids, and when I graduate I'll be a special education like teacher. So someone that's just very in tune with knowing that there's neurodivergent people out there. So that's important for me. um, I guess a deal breaker would be not being understanding of that. Another deal breaker would be a lot of kids. 1 in 50-50 relationship, like 1 in a 50-50 situationship, and any type of abusiveness.
So you don't want a 50-50 relationship.
No, that's not
Okay.
up culturally. I'm Jamaican, so
Okay. So that means you want a provider 100%.
um 80, 90%, even 70%, yeah, a provider.
80, 90%. Okay. Okay. Should he look a certain way?
I'm 5'8", so I would prefer someone 5'9" and up.
Someone 5'9" and up. Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Yeah, so I do want to get married and I want kids in the future. So I would say uh upwards of like a quarter, middle six figures.
So 250,000.
Yes.
Okay. So does the man have a shot with you if he makes less than that or projected to make less than that or no?
No, I want kids, and kids are expensive. I work with kids 5 to 7 days a week, so um
Okay, so no man that's not making that or projected to make that.
can I tell you my age range? Maybe that will make more sense to you and the
Sure.
men dating. So I'm used to dating like executives, people in tech, doctors, um, business owners, and a lot of them do make that amount or higher.
So what's up with those guys?
Um, well, kids, they have kids, or they don't want to be a provider, or things just happen.
So they make the amount of money and they still don't want to be a provider?
Yeah, they want 50-50 relationships.
So you date the men that make 250K and they still want a 50-50 relationship?
Yeah, many men don't want to be providers. It's a thing. Or some of them don't want to have kids, or they're a certain age. So the age range I date, I would say, would be like 30 and up.
Okay. Okay. But 250K is the minimum.
I want to be married and I want to have kids. So I would say I don't want to put a number on it because I feel like there's a stigma when you put a number on it. So
Well, I mean, here's the deal. The question can be skipped and sometimes not, no, excuse me. The question can't be skipped. But I mean, the answer could be whatever it is, right? So there's some women who don't care, but you obviously do care. So I guess the clarity is this. You want to have children, and when you have children, you do not want to work at all.
Oh no, my career trajectory is teacher, specialist, lawyer. So I do want to work, but I do want someone that will provide for the family. Like that's
So I guess sometimes I've heard this question from the men. So what happens with all the money that you make if he's the sole provider?
It goes into the household, it goes into the kids, it goes into investment, travel, stuff like that.
Okay, so he's the sole provider of all the living expenses, and your money is the extracurricular activity.
Yes.
Okay, we got the explanation. Okay, let's do the Kendra Cam. Oh, I Karen Shape.
Like to go hiking and exercise and stuff like that. So my schedule is a little bit packed right now, but when I'm not so packed, I'm very like active.
When you're not so packed, okay. Let me see. We got some paid questions, child.
No.
This one said, Kendra, go ahead and get your drawing pad ready. Save her some time. So I have been known to draw people for people when they say something that we think is not going to happen. I'm not going to draw your man though.
I'm not asking for a lot. These are the men that I date, and
yeah, okay, but let me challenge that. So one will say, if these are the men that you date, then you don't even need to be with us. You should be able to close the deal then because you already have access to the men that you date. So that actually kind of makes it worse because what you're telling us is you have access to these men, but you're not closing the deal with them to get what you want, I guess, which is to be their wife.
Mm-hmm. I see your point there. My goal isn't to be someone's wife that doesn't want me to be their wife. So it has to be equally aligned, right? Like right now, my focus right now is like making sure I can provide for myself. But whoever is coming in my life, I want them to be able to provide as well. So that's why I'm in grad school. That's why I plan to go to law school. Like I want to be a boss chick. Like I want to be able to provide and take care of myself. But whoever else is going to be in that picture needs to also be able to do that. So it's not like I'm asking for something that I can't do for myself.
No, I get that. I think this is where, listen, I always tell people I'm not a relationship expert. I'm not a life coach. I don't give myself those titles. What I will say is I have a journalist background. And for the last 5 years, I have been talking to more than, really, I think the number is more than 15,000 single people. So with that, I've collected a lot of data. And I was talking about this the other day, and I get the boss chick mentality because the boss chick says kind of what you says. I can provide this for myself, so I'm only asking what you can do in return, which makes sense. I get that logical thinking, right? But the disconnect, the man that usually makes that amount, he dates with a different mindset. I don't think any man wants a stupid woman to be his wife because they want somebody smart enough to raise their kids. I don't think any man even wants necessarily a broke woman, right? But I think it's not, they don't always say, I want my financial equal. It's more so, I want the woman that fits within my lifestyle. And sometimes it could be a woman who makes half of what you make. She wins out of availability for the things that he needs, right? So, but either way, I will say, good.
So I was dating this guy for 3 months recently, and it's funny enough that you're talking about this. The reason that I had to cut off that relationship was a few things came up that I didn't agree with. So he does well for himself. He's in tech, but we got into a conversation about like what happens if I get pregnant or what happens if we're married and I have kids. So his take is that he knows people that have kids and goes back to work in 3 months, 6 months. My take is that if I'm having a child with a man, I want to be able to be there for that child at least until they can talk. So
Well, that's, but I asked you this question and I said, you want to have kids and you don't want to work. And you said, that's not true. I'm a student. I want to do this. Oh,
then
your volume went out, honey.
I'm sorry, until they can talk, as in I want to go back to work. As in that is something that I wouldn't mind doing, but I want to be there. I want to heal after I have a child. Black women have the highest mortality rate. So it's just, it all comes into play. So I would want to be with someone that if I can't work or if I can't contribute to the household, they can pick up the slack 100% without anything.
So what is, so how many years is that? So the child can talk like 2 years old?
Yeah. So
Right.
for him, that was a absolutely not.
Okay.
So that's why I had to, that and a few other reasons was why I had to break that off.
Okay. Fair enough. So you guys were in a relationship?
Yeah, we were dating for months. I literally broke it off. I think
Were
earlier.
were you guys dating or were you guys in a relationship?
3 months.
Say what?
All right. We were dating for 3 months.
Okay. But you guys weren't in an exclusive relationship?
No, I was in an exclusive relationship with my ex up until like December.
Okay. Oh, so you went to him. And now your ex made your 250 quality, 250,000 a year?
Way more.
So why you break up with him?
I don't want to get into it. So it's personal.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. All right, so these are the men that you frequent. So you feel as though, I will say this. I know that if you are around the men in this in that tax bracket, that is, I mean, I know it seems like it's normal, but that is an exceptional tax bracket. It is. So don't negate that. I think you are doing a good job because you are dating within your circle, so that's good. So now I'm getting more of the backstory of where your standards coming from. Okay. All right. Let's continue. So, what are your 3 flaws? Wait. Did I ask you when your last? Well, we got your last relationship. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
TMI.
Okay. And 3 flaws you have to work on.
My time, I have a time because of my ADHD, sometimes I have time blindness. I've gotten it down from my teenage years from like an hour or two to about 15 minutes now. So I've been actively working on that for like 10 years.
Been working on what?
Time blindness. So sometimes I have more time than I have and I don't. So I'll like run a little late.
Oh, girl, that's diagnosed with something. Cause I definitely got that, child. What is it called? I thought it was CP time. There's another word for it.
Called time blindness. So when you have ADHD, you have a few things that are quirks for some people.
Child, let me tell you something. Ain't nobody late is it's a shame. You almost gotta lie to me to get me on time. Like you should tell me it starts 2 hours earlier to get me on time. But okay, that's the thing. Thank you for that. 2 more flaws.
I think I expect a lot from people because I expect a lot from myself. So that could be a flaw. And I can walk away from anything. Like I'm a lover and a leaver. That's what I tell people.
You're a lover and a leaver? Okay. So was that 3?
Yeah, it's 3. So
Okay.
What was the second one that I said? Time blindness, lover and a leaver, and I guess I'll do a third one. What's a third one? I want to be more healthy. I think that's a goal for me. Like I lost about 15 pounds since leaving my ex and a job that I had. I was a child social worker last year. Since leaving my ex and my job, so I'm working on about 25 more pounds. I was extremely stressed out. So,
Okay.
but
Okay.
wait, leaving people where they have me effed up at and being more on time, being more punctual.
Okay. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I would say a guy would be lucky to be with me because I'm very spontaneous. I'm very adventurous. Most people would say I'm intelligent, and I care about people, like genuinely care about people. I think I'm a kind person. I yeah, I think I'm a good person overall, which there's not a lot of. I feel like there should be more good people in this world. So.
You should be good people in this world. All right. So we got Tia, New York. Do you want the guy to be in New York, honey?
New York, New Jersey would work. I don't have a car. That's a goal for mine when I graduate, like with my master's in a few months. So New York, New Jersey would work the best for now.
And
If they,
what's your age range again was what?
I'm 25. I'm turning 26 in September. So I would say I would prefer under 50.
Okay. So what's the youngest?
29.
29 and 50. Okay. And you said he can't have kids already or he can't?
I would prefer no kids. If you do have a child, you need to make more money.
More than a 250K? Oh, okay. So what is the amount he should make if he already has kids?
Not go there. Just make more money.
So, okay, I want to be clear. So
Mhm.
no kids is a 250K requirement. If he has kids, he has to make more than 250K.
Not necessarily about the money. Like on
Yes,
average,
what you said. You said if he has kids, he has to make more money.
yeah, but I don't want to put a number on it.
Okay, so if a man that has kids and he makes $80,000, could he date you?
I'm being realistic for where I live, New York City, right?
I'd
And
ask you a question directly. If a man has kids and he makes 80K, can he date you?
how many kids?
One. No. So I started at the bare minimum of a kid. So a guy that has, so it is about the money because let me explain this to you. If you have a money entry to even be qualified, it is about the money. So don't say it's not about the money.
Entry. It's if you have kids, I'm thinking you're financially providing for your kids, like not.
See, yeah, either, no matter how you put it, I'm asking you clean cut questions. Now, this is your life, so you can do it. But to say it's not about the money is a lie because you just said if a guy makes 80K,
About the money. I'm not
say
saying
what?
not fully about the money,
No,
but
no, but it starts there. No, but here's what you got to understand. This is why I'm asking you clarity. It's your life, so you know it is what it is. But when you say if a man makes 80K and he has a child, he's not an option. It is about the money because we don't get to the character if he doesn't make the money to even be considered. So it is about the money when it comes to you. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's what it is because if a guy has a good character and all those things, but if he makes 80K, he's not an option. So it's about the money.
okay, you can say that. You can say that. It's okay.
Okay, so to be clear, if he makes 100K with a kid, not an option either.
I want kids, Kendra.
Girl, listen, I'm asking you questions. You don't gotta explain it. Just tell me yes or no. If it's a no, then it's a no.
We can just move on. We can move on from it. I don't wanna stay on the money topic because I feel like that shows a bad character for me.
Why do you feel like it shows a bad character if it's you?
Because because you're gonna post a slide, and then when you post a slide, people are gonna say all she cares about is the money, and that's not all I care about. If you grew up the way I grew up, you would understand why it's important to me.
Here's the deal. I'm not even being judgmental at this moment, right? Because this
Not
is your life, right? But I have to say, huh?
perceive things,
Say
and I
again.
people are gonna take things and run with it, and I know how people act on social media. And probably a family member, or probably someone in my professional life will see this. So I'm being cognizant of that.
Well, Tia, here's the deal. It's your life, right? You got to live it. But you're perceived as who you are, right? So if and if you feel like that's a bad quality, then that's on you. I have women that come on the show and stand 10 toes down and don't give a damn. You gotta make 500K, and that's just what it is, and that's just what it is. So we can move on, but really why I deep dive is so the men that are watching, it's like we try to make it specific enough so the person that can reach out should reach out and not waste their time. So go ahead.
On the money per se, because then this live becomes just about the money. So that's
But
why.
these, but here's the deal. These are the things that you said because I said, "Could the guy have kids?" And you said, "Well, he has to make more money." So I was just getting clarity, right? And if it's and if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. But that's how I got there because we were just getting more clarity. So, okay. So why are you so nervous of how you're going to be perceived?
Because I'm in a lot of spaces, and I just know that your platform is really big, and it might go somewhere that I just don't want to have these conversations.
Well, do you think that it's a bad thing to have a money requirement if he has a certain amount of kids or a 250K requirement? Do you think it's a bad requirement?
I think I'm thinking about the perception, like how it might look to someone. I might turn off someone just by saying that, but
well, the men that turn the what happens is you turn off the men who don't make that, right? So there's men who just don't make it, right? They don't make that salary. So they, and this is what does happen. They then say, because essentially what it says is, I don't have a shot because of my salary, right? I don't have a shot. So yeah, they do feel a certain type of way. Like sometimes when men say they want a certain age quality, or I want a woman with no kids. Sometimes the women with kids feel away because they're like, well, you're counting me out before you even get to know me because I'm a mother, you know? So, and I know this is why I'm saying this. If you are around these men, you should really, really focus on that because I know that we come on this show and people think everyone's making $250,000 and it's really not the case. Huh?
I'm not there yet, but that is my trajectory. So
No, I mean that's fine, but I think that all my boss chicks think that it actually really isn't the case, right? So when you come on this worldwide show, a lot of men do get sensitive when the money requirement comes up because they don't fall into it. Doesn't mean they're not, and they could be as in good character qualities they might have, just don't have the income quality. So then it's like I'm not even an option because of my bank account. So that's the message that gets out there. But it's according to you, that's what you said it is, though, right? No.
it is what it is. I can't change what I would prefer. Same way a man will prefer a certain thing, I would prefer not to raise my children in poverty. That's just a preference.
I understand.
Sorry if
Huh?
I say I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but I have a certain view that I want for my life. Like I want to be married, I want to have kids, and I have family in different parts of the world. I have family in Canada, Jamaica, and United Kingdom. I would like to travel a few times a year. So I want whoever I'm with to be comfortable with that or be able to, contribute to that. So
Listen, here's the deal. I understand the logic. I'm a female, I'm a woman. I understand the logic. Now the goal is to find a man who's on the same page. I mean, you're young, you have no kids, you definitely fit into the age category that men tell me they desire. They like younger women, they like women with no kids, and they like, so I don't think all is lost. So we're gonna end right there. Okay. So older man, 30 to 50, New York City. She's a student. She works with adults and kids of disability. She's a Virgo. Are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
yeah, it's the name that I have on here.
Okay, let me pull you up, girl. So, superstar.
Stella. Stella is a star. You
Oh,
have that.
Stella's a star. Okay, I got you. Ooh, superstar Stella. Let's look at your pictures. Will we see you in the gym?
Yeah.
Okay. We see you, superstar Stella.
Super Stella Tia Ken.
Oh, no, it says superstar Stella.
No,
That's what the thing says right there.
no, it's Super Stella Tia.
Oh, y'all know I'm dyslexic, child. Super Stella, Super Stella, Super Stella. Y'all know I'm dyslexic. I'm sorry, girl.
No, you're
Super Stella, Super Stella.
I have
Here
the
she is. She's looking for a long-term relationship. Now you have the relationship style on the app, and you are located where again?
in
New York. Okay. Fellas, you can shoot your shot and send her a message right there, or you can scroll down and push the heart or the star. Let me pull you up. Let me send you a message. Hey, girl. Let's see what you. Here she is, Tia.
I know how your cousins get Kendra.
Oh no, girl, you already know what they going. But listen, here's the deal: you got to stand 10 toes down and what it is. But I will tell you this: if your highest probability of getting that type of man and making him a husband, or you want to get married, are the men that you are circling, right? So if this is really what you want, I think what y'all don't know is women who really be on the wise plans. They be on that's their job. Like for real, that's their job. They said they cash it out, okay? And this is not a judgment. This is a game lesson, right? So while you trying to be a boss chick, she making sure everything else is in motion to be the white chick because her check is his check. So if you're around these men and this is very important to you, and you want to cohabitate with a man of a certain salary bracket, it seems like you're in that circle. So that's your highest probability of closing a deal. Like, don't negate these men that you're frequenting every single day.
You're right. You're right.
I got a paid question.
My God.
I got a few paid questions. Okay, this one said this is in your favor. In NYC, it's not far fetched. Next, the F. Oh, that's the fuck to me. NYC is not far fetched. Next, Kendra, the fuck. Okay, well, okay. There you have it. That one's on your side. Women, what? Let me see this one. Women like that create Shannon Sharp. How? Shannon Sharp, what are you talking about? How do women like this create Shannon Sharp? Shannon Sharp makes more than $250,000. Like he's a multimillionaire. I don't think he's swayed by any woman's salary requirement. I don't agree with that. Now Tyree said delusion where reality takes a vacation and imagination forgets to leave a forwarding address. So Tyree thinks you're delusional.
Well, one person's delusion is another person's reality.
Woo! Okay. And Manny Jackson said 250K in New York is like 100K in Alabama.
Thank you, Manny. That's why I kept reiterating New York City. Like I'm.
Girl, listen. Here's the deal. Hello.
Like it's
I can't hear you, honey.
Now I'm saying the moment you step outside in New York City, it's like the money just goes like this.
You bring the camera down. Yes, but there's plenty of people living in New York City that don't make that money every day.
That's true. No,
yeah.
About for marriage and for kids. Like I'm thinking about the longevity of it.
I get you, and there's plenty of people who are married in New York City that don't make that money.
And those are not the lifestyles that I want. Those are not.
And that's fair. And that's fair. Listen, that's fair. I'm not telling you it's the lifestyle you have to go through, but I'm saying there are people that live under that in New York City every single day. And that's fair if that's not what you want for your life. So now let's find you a man that's on the same life plan. What happened, honey?
If I don't come across a man that makes that amount, which I don't have any problem coming across men, but if I don't come across someone that makes that amount, I'm okay with making that amount for myself and providing for myself.
Right. So now with that example, would you partner with a man that made less than you or no? Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So you'll just be happy single. Okay. Fair
I'm
enough.
for too long.
Your phone's going in and out, honey.
I said I'll never be single for too long.
So that means you would date a man that makes less than.
No, you just can't make less.
Oh, okay. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Fair enough. We're not gonna stay here anymore. But let me pull her back up. She is Tia, superstar. Oh, it's not superstar. Super Stella on the Kendra G Singles dating app. Super Stella on the Kendra G Singles dating app. All right, honey. I wish you the best, baby girl.
Kendra, I love your show. Keep doing your thing. And
Thank you so much.
happy year 5.
Thank you. Thank you, baby girl. Bye, baby. The all-new Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Just go to your App Store or Google Play Store and download now.